So let's move on to two people who've never been called boring. Pedro Pascal and Oscar Isaac are being praised for normalizing affectionate friendships between men after Pedro shared this picture on his Instagram story. So what do you think of the reaction to this photo, folks? Okay, you guys are quiet. You have nothing to say.
All right. You know, it's so wild because some of the commentary, and again, I'm going to go down to our friends south of the border. A lot of people had a problem with this. And let's just call that what that is. I think that's just homophobia, straight up. I don't know how else you get around that. I see nothing wrong with that picture. I think that picture is beautiful, and I would say that's a big cultural component. These are both Latino men. And if you take a look at Latino men, much more comfortable. If you go to Italy, the men are all over each other, and I love it.
Yeah.
And they're straight men.
Yeah.
And there's no problem even if they weren't. So I think that this is an undertone of homophobia. And I think when we look at the crisis of men, in particular young single men in North America, that they are isolationists, they are pulling away from society, they are self-radicalizing. I think the antidote to that is more male friendship that looks like this.
Yeah. It occurred to me looking at this, like where does that start? And it reminded me of Simon. Simon's my partner, obviously, and he has 3 brothers. So these 4 brothers, and they grew up with their dad telling them they loved them, and hugging, and they still do it today. When Simon's dad comes to visit, he still calls his boys, who are now all grown men, honey and sweetie. Aww. And when he does that, I do that. I just melt. And I'm not saying that if you didn't have a father like that, you won't grow up to be like Pedro and Oscar. There's a good chance you will. You might be reacting against it because your father didn't do that. And you're like, I'm gonna make sure that I'm a hugger. But I think you stand a far better chance if you just start out with that environment. Yeah. Honey and sweetie to everyone.
Yeah. But here's the deal, to have that environment, it's a cultural thing most of the times, because like I can speak, I'm gonna speak on behalf of the Black community.
All of them.
No, yeah, everybody around the world. We're not a monolith, but I'm just saying culturally, we see that kind of behavior as weakness. It may not, sometimes it's homophobia, but we see it as weakness. A man, letting himself be hugged by another man. And unfortunately, that has permeated throughout so many of us. And right now, what I love about the times that we're in is that there's a chance for you to be this person who doesn't accept that kind of warmth from another man, but we're also changing, and there's another chance for younger generations to break that and also embrace one another and have a safe space to talk to one another. We just had a guest on last week who started a whole program so that young men can have help amongst each other with their own mental health issues. So I don't think toxic masculinity is ever gonna go away. I love that they put this picture up, but I think it's something that's gonna take a long time for some cultures to really embrace that kind of image and feel comfortable doing it themselves.
Nicely said. Nicely said. Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.